Clemson University before being commissioned as a Marine Corps officer. He was placed at the Commodore's list of the top 5% of pilots in the U.S. Navy's flight training program. In the service of the United States of America after 9/11, during operations in Afghanistan and Pakistan, his plane was down. Captain Dan McCollum paid the ultimate price in service to our country. Captain Dan McCollum left behind his wife and son, who made the trip up all the way from Florida to be here for his induction. Please welcome Daniel McCollum, his son, to speak about his father.
Good evening, Dr. Hardy, Irmo High School facility, staff, friends, and family. I would like to humbly thank you all for the opportunity to share a few words about my dad. His nomination into the Irmo High School Hall of Fame is quite an honor, and as a representative of my entire family, I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude. My father, Captain Dan McCollum of the United States Marine Corps, was a 1992 graduate from Irmo High School. Between his sophomore and junior years, my father had visited the College of Washington and Lee to drop off his older brother. On the car ride home, I have been told, it was a time of great reflection for my dad. In the few hours he had been on campus, he realized a few things were changing for him. The reality of college seemed to be coming fast, really fast. After a while, my dad shared what he had been thinking and why he had been so quiet. He said that he had made the decision to go home, earn his Eagle Scout, earn his black belt in karate, and join the school's wrestling team. His parents told him, "Dan, you sure are taking on a lot. Are you positive you don't want to take this one step at a time?" Well, his mind was set. Sure enough, in the next 2 years, Dad earned the rank of Eagle Scout, earned his black belt, and represented Irmo High School as he wrestled in the South Carolina State Wrestling Championship for his weight class. After graduating from Irmo, my dad wrestled at Clemson and earned the prestigious degree for mechanical engineering. Upon graduating, Dad joined the Marines. He was evaluated, tested, and awarded one of 2 available slots to South Carolina to become a Marine pilot. After some time in the Corps, Dad was asked to participate in a new program where he would be the first of the instructors in the newly designed method of hand-to-hand combat. Dad jumped on the opportunity and began what his Marine buddies affectionately referred to as Dan's Kung Fu class. His Marine Corps buddies shared stories of these classes by explaining that after a few instructional moves, Dad would line them up and then they would begin wrestling. He told these tough Marines to give at least 75% and he'd go easy on them so that they could learn the moves correctly. Quoting from a letter shared in the same story, one friend writes, "Now, I'm not a small guy, 6'5", 230 pounds, but Dan manhandled me. I was probably going more like 125% while he just laid me on my back and told me how I could do the move better." Unbelievable. I did end up feeling better as he proceeded to do the same things to the other Marines in the class. Never once tiring. Proud but humble, tough and gentle, competitive but caring. He was honorable, compassionate, and kind. And now, if you'll allow me, I'd like to share a few words from a part of a letter I received from one of my dad's close friends, retired Lieutenant Colonel Guy Raby. "Your father was and remains to be one of the kindest and purest of heart people I have ever known. He was generous to a fault, which really just meant that he was kind to everyone, including those who didn't necessarily deserve it. His voice was strong yet gentle in that South Carolina twang that just rolls over you like hot syrup. His handshake was just strong enough to let you know that he could break every bone in your body if he wanted to, but he didn't. He would pierce through you with those Arctic blue eyes of his, and if he said he was going to do something, he meant it. The older I get, the more I realize how special your father is as a friend and as a human being. He wasn't Superman. He had his faults. He was human, after all. The truth is, Daniel, your father was the kind of man that all of us who call ourselves men aspire to be. He loved your mother in a way that I hope you get to love a woman someday. Bowled over, knocked silly, and bedazzled. Your father was respectful, gentle, and above all, protective of those he cared about. My father's contributions to society are an indicator of the graduates of Irmo High School and reflect the great credit on his family and Irmo. He has truly earned his place in this Hall of Fame. Once again, I want to extend my appreciation along with my family's for the honor you have given to myself, my family, and my father. Thank you, and good night.
I'm not sure what mom is, but Jim McCollum as well. Oh, hey, there's your 300 hand for Miss Jenkins as well. 300 hand for all of our honorees, please. Dr. Terry Dozier, Mr. Stuart Mundo, Mr. Lucy Wilson, Miss Tammy Black Lock, Hair, Sugar, and Miss Caroline Potter. Come on, one more big hand for everybody that was honored tonight into the Hall of Fame. Thank you guys. Yeah, go Irmo, come on, one big